Warning, the video you're about to watch contains mathematics at the level of college algebra and trigonometry. All material has an assumed prerequisite of both Algebra 1, which is elementary algebra, and Algebra 2, which is intermediate algebra. While some prerequisite topics are reviewed briefly, a more thorough review of these entrance topics can be found by searching the web.
It's the system of equations. We must deal with them all at once. Always looking for solutions. Positive outlook overcomes.
Hello, my name is Roy Simpson, professor of mathematics at Cosumnes River College in Sacramento, California. This video is a final video in a review for college algebra concerning functions, and you have already you should have already reviewed what functions are, how to evaluate them, what the vertical line test is, what one-to-one functions are, and now we're going to round this out with the horizontal line test. Now I'll just read it out loud and then I'll talk about it. If any horizontal line intersects the graph of a function more than once, then the function is not one-to-one. Remember, a one-to-one function is a function where not only does each input lead to its own output, but each output leads back to only one input. It's a very specialized type of function. And I think it's better to, rather than just prove this immediately, let's go ahead and take an example. So is the function from example 3.1, number 6, one-to-one, why or why not? Well, let's go find that. So here's the function in question, and we're being asked, is it one-to-one? In the previous video, we learned that it was a function because it passed the vertical line test. Anywhere I put a vertical line, it would only hit the curve at most once, so it is a function. However, horizontal line test says, hey, how many times does this horizontal line, any horizontal line, how many times will a horizontal line hit the curve? And really the real question is there a place where a horizontal line will hit the curve more than once? And you can see it right here. It strikes the curve 1, 2, that's all I need really, and 3 times. So if you can find a horizontal line that strikes your curve more than once, then this curve is not one-to-one. And actually, rather than proving the theorem, I'm just going to state why it is true that this is not a one-to-one function. It is a function because each input leads to a single output. So pick any input you want, it'll land on the y value, that is, will land on the curve only at one point. However, we've just found that there is a y value, specifically y value of 1, which leads back to 1, 2, 3 different x values. So that is, when y is equal to 1, that implies that x could have been negative 2.2, positive 3, or positive 6. And that breaks the rule for a function being one-to-one. To be one-to-one, our y values have to map back to a single x value, not 3 x values. So this is definitely not a one-to-one function because we have that y value at 1 leading back to 3 different x values. That's basically how the proof kind of goes as well. So I'm not going to bother with the proof. This is a very short video, but it's only just to remind you of the horizontal line test. You will be using that very rarely because it's just assumed. It's so easy to use. It's assumed you kind of know it. So anyhow, we're done with this. I hope it was at least somewhat helpful in jogging your memory. That's all you really need from it. And I hope to see you in a video in the future.
It's the system of equations. We must deal with them all at once. Always looking for solutions. Positive outlook overcomes obstacles getting in our way. Cause affects more than we can sometimes see. Aims for what they are and work together until you feel at peace. Says, listen close, don't talk too much that isn't cold. Sure, you may really hurt inside. It doesn't justify you to speak too loud and cry.